Before you even start a literature review, there are a few things you need to get right, otherwise you will end up wasting hours reading papers that don't really help your topic. The first and most important step is narrowing your topic properly. Don't keep it too broad like social media effects or education issues, because those are too general and will give you thousands of unrelated results. Instead, make it focused and clear, like effects of Instagram use on sleep quality among university students. If you are not sure how to narrow your topic, watch the above linked video. Along with that, always fix your time frame. Decide if you are looking at studies from the last 5 years or 10 years. Another key thing is to define your research question before you start reading anything seriously. A research question could be something like, how does daily Instagram usage affect sleep duration and sleep quality in university students? This question is like your direction map. Every article you read should connect back to it in some way. If a paper does not help answer your question, then it is not useful for your review, no matter how interesting it looks. Also, it really helps to break your topic into keywords before searching. Instead of typing a full sentence, you would use simple keywords like Instagram use, sleep quality, university students, screen time, and maybe sleep disturbance. Then you can mix and match them in different ways while searching in Google Scholar or databases. This small step makes a huge difference because it filters out irrelevant studies and brings you more focused, high-quality research that actually matches your topic. And one more important habit is to set boundaries before you start collecting papers. Decide what type of studies you want, for example, only peer-reviewed journals, only human-based studies, or only quantitative research if that fits your topic. Without these limits, you will collect too much mixed information and feel confused later. The abstract first filter, the 60-second rule. When you start searching for research papers, don't fall into the trap of reading everything from the beginning. That is where most students lose time. Instead, use the abstract first approach. Open a paper and go straight to the abstract and conclusion only. In just 60 seconds, you can usually tell if the paper is useful or not. The abstract tells you what the study is about, and the conclusion tells you what it actually found. If both of these don't match your topic, just move on immediately. There is no need to read the full paper. This one habit alone can save you hours of reading unnecessary material and keeps your literature review focused and sharp. The 3-color highlighter trick. Once you start reading useful papers, the next challenge is how to take notes without getting confused. A simple but powerful method is using only 3 colors while highlighting. Use yellow for key definitions or important concepts that explain the topic. Use pink for findings or actual results, like statistics or outcomes of a study. And use green for gaps, limitations, or things you feel are missing or weak in the study. This system stops your notes from becoming messy. When you look back, you don't see random highlighting everywhere. Instead, you see a clear visual map of what matters, what was discovered, and what is still missing. It also makes writing your literature review much easier because each color tells you exactly what role that information will play in your paper. The conversation layout. One of the biggest mistakes in literature reviews is writing them like a list. Students often write, author A said this, author B said that, and so on. This makes the writing boring and disconnected. A better approach is to imagine the researchers are in a conversation or even a debate. Put them together in the same paragraph and show how their ideas interact. Instead of separating them, bring them into the same discussion. Show who agrees, who disagrees, and where the tension is. This makes your literature review feel alive and analytical, not just descriptive. The citation mining hack. Finding good papers can feel overwhelming when thousands of results appear on Google Scholar. But there is a smarter shortcut. Instead of searching endlessly, find just one strong, recent paper that perfectly matches your topic, then go to its reference list. This section is like a hidden goldmine. It already contains the most important studies that the author used. In other words, you are letting an expert guide you to the best sources. From just one good paper, you can often discover 20 to 30 high-quality studies without wasting time searching randomly. This technique makes your research process much faster and more focused. The definition first anchor. When writing your literature review, never assume your reader automatically understands your topic the same way you do. Always start by defining the key concepts clearly in your first paragraph. This step sets the foundation of your entire review. It shows the reader exactly what you are talking about and removes confusion from the beginning. The Peel Paragraph Blueprint. When you start writing body paragraphs, one simple structure can guide everything. Peel. Start with your point, where you introduce the main idea of the paragraph. Then add evidence, where you include studies and citations that support your point. After that, give an explanation, where you describe what the evidence actually means in relation to your topic. Finally, add a link, where you smoothly connect to the next idea. This structure keeps your writing organized and prevents you from drifting off topic. It also makes your literature review feel logical and easy to follow, even for someone reading it for the first time. The methodology comparison section. If you ever feel stuck while writing, don't just focus on results. Instead, look at how the studies were conducted. Some researchers may use surveys, while others use interviews or experiments. These differences matter because they can lead to different types of findings. A survey might give broad patterns, while interviews might give deeper insights. Comparing methodologies helps you add depth to your literature review. It also shows that you understand research design, not just outcomes. The Signpost transition hack. To make your writing flow smoothly, you need transition words at the start of your sentences. These are called signpost words because they guide the reader through your argument. For example, if you are showing agreement, you can use phrases like similarly or in alignment with this. If you are showing disagreement, you can use however or conversely. These small words make a big difference. They act like GPS for your reader, helping them understand how each idea connects. Without them, your writing feels broken and disconnected. So, to wrap it all up, a strong literature review is not about reading everything you find, it's about reading smart, organizing clearly, and thinking critically. At the end of the day, your literature review should not just show what others have said, but also show that you understand the field, can compare ideas, and can identify what is still missing. If you follow these techniques, your writing will become more focused, more professional, and much easier to build.